Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go through each of the questions that we tried to do on the test last week. I know we had some problems with the printer, but that shouldn't have prevented most people from getting some of the basics right. So I'm going to take you through it and you'll be able to do it yourself. Okay, let's take a look at the question. The first instruction was open the file research. Okay, then insert your name and candidate number into the header of the document. So I've got the file open. Here's the spreadsheet, which is quite a straightforward document. It's a list of the possible attractions at Cherry Tree Farm, and this is the feedback that the visitors or potential visitors have given. So 5 means people definitely want to visit. So 30 people have said that have given a 5 to the country craft making, but only 15 gave a 5 for the fishing. Okay, so that's what the data is essentially telling us. The first instruction, as I said, is that we have to put the header in. So we go to the Insert tab, and over here we have the header and footer. Okay, and you would type your name here. Okay, you don't have a candidate number yet, but you will get that, and you would need to know your candidate number to be able to put it in, but you'd be told that during the exam, so it's not a problem. And we simply click away, and I'm going to the page layout here, the view menu, beg your pardon, and click normal, and it takes us back to the normal view. Now, I can't see my name in the header. That's just one of the quirks with Excel, not like in Word where you can see your name at the header. You just have to just assume that it is still there. When the printouts come, it will be in the header. Okay. Right, let's look at the next instruction. Felix wants to total the number of people interested in visiting each attraction. Insert a formula in cell G4 to show the total number of people who have given a score of either 4 or 5. Okay, so put a formula in cell G4 to show the total number of people who have given a score of either 4 or 5. Replicate the formula from in cell G4 through G5 to G9 and put a suitable title in cell G3. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Suitable formula in cell G4, well, that's over here, and it wants us to put a title in, which one was it, in cell G3. So cell G3, and it's going to say total who gave 3 or 4, 4 or 5 rather. Okay, and I'm going to need to resize that cell just to make sure that the title fits in, and I probably want to extend the formatting. So if you look at the formatting here, okay, we could look at the formatting for this. Okay, and we can see that it's got a sample fill, so we can see this color has been selected. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this one and go to the format, and we'll choose the same color. Okay, so choose OK there, and now we've got to put a formula in here that adds up how many people gave it a 4 or a 5. So I'm going to go equals to start writing a formula. I'm going to click there, I'm going to press add, I'm going to click there because I'm adding these two numbers together, and then I press enter. Okay, I'll do that again. I'm going to press equals, click there, click add, plus, click there, and then press enter. Then it says it wants you to replicate the formula down through G3, from G4 down to G9. Very easy to do. I could do exactly the same thing again, so I could say equals that plus that, enter, but actually, as we've learned before, it's much easier to just get the black cross in the corner there and drag and fill. So We look back at the question. We've inserted the formula that shows the total number of people. We've replicated the formula and we've put a suitable title in cell G3. Then it's saying save and print your spreadsheet on one page showing the formula. Okay, this is only worth 2 marks because they're assuming this is such a simple thing to do, you should be able to do it without a great deal of difficulty. Now, what we've got to do is we've got to set the page up. First thing, if you can see these dotted lines down between the two cells there, columns E and F, that's your print area. And so what that tells us is that currently the print area is set up as portrait. So we're going to go to page layout and we're going to change the orientation to landscape. Okay, and if we now go to file and print, I'm printing to PDF. It's the same, that will do here, and I can see that the page fits on nicely, and of course my name has appeared in the header. Now, what the final thing we have to do is it said very clearly showing the formula. They ask you to print this out because they want you to prove that you've written a formula and you've not just added these up in your head. Okay, so we've got to go to where it says formulas and show formulas. Now the formulas appear, and you can see what it's actually done is it's made the spreadsheet shoot over to the right and of course off the page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here to select all of the sheet, double click between A and B, make it just slightly smaller. Okay, I'm going to then select everything I want to print and set the print area there. Then I'm going to go to file and print again. Now, just to make sure that it does all fit on one page, there's usually something that says, there we go, fit sheet on one page down here. There we go, and that's now fitted all on one page. Okay, we've saved and printed showing the formula. Now we're going to go on to 1C and we're going to create a suitable chart showing only the total number of people who have given a score of 4 or 5. Your chart should have a title, have suitable labels for the axes, and communicate the information effectively. So your chart should show only the total number of people who have given a score of 4 or 5. So what that means is it's asking for the results in this column here, the total who gave a 4 or 5. Now, unfortunately, my data is still showing the formula, so I'm going to turn that off, which is back to the formulas ribbon, turn the formulas off, and I'm just going to rescale my chart by going to select all and then double clicking. Okay, that's just a little bit untidy, let's just square that up. Okay, so we want the attractions holding down the control key, that's holding down the control key, and then the total who gave a 4 or 5. What some of you did was highlight all of this, and that's not what it was asking you for. It's asking for the attractions and the total who gave a 4 or a 5. If you'd have done this, you probably would have only got 1 or 2 marks for being able to create a chart, but it's not what you were asked for. So we're going to do this, hold down the control key and select that area. It's also a test that you're able to select an area or 2 data points from different parts of the spreadsheet. Okay, so I've highlighted that, We're now going to insert the chart. I'm just going to do a simple chart. It says in the question that your chart must communicate the information effectively. I'd suggest keeping it as simple as possible, which this is. I'm going to move the chart as a new sheet. We've done this before. it's much easier to manipulate when it's in this format. Now we've got, what have we got so far? We've got the attractions, we've got the numbers, they look right. So country craft making was 48, that looks about right. It asked us for a title, so let's make sure we've got a title. What should the title be? Okay. Total number of people who gave a 4 or 5. Okay, that will do. We've also got to do axes titles, axes labels. It's actually a lot easier now to do this in Excel than it used to be in older versions. You go over here to this button here, it says the chart elements, add, remove or change chart elements such as title, legend, grid lines and data labels. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to add some axes titles or axis titles, and they've appeared. Now we've just simply got to change the writing here. It says total who gave 4 or 5, and this one is of course attraction. That's the chart that we were looking for, and that we should now go to File and print as a complete chart. Now that is something that you're going to be looking for. However, there's one thing that you're obviously missing off this, and that is a header. So you've got to make sure that your name is in the header. So you're going to have to click where it says custom header and type your name. Now if we go to File and Print, hopefully now we should see your name has appeared. Okay, so I'll just go back over that again. It's where we go to Insert, Header and Footer, and just this time we've got to put Custom Header. This is like an old dialog from Excel, but that's what you've got to do. Print preview buttons on this dialog box here, so you can see whether you've got your name in just there. Okay, on to question 1E, F and G. This is where you had to write a report. Really is much easier than a lot of you thought, I think, or thought it was going to be like. First thing, open the file report, so I've got that open here, and the question's asking you to first insert your name and candidate number into the header of the document. We should be pretty good at doing that now. So header, of course, and you can type, go to edit header and you can type your name, or of course, because it's Word, you can just double click in the header and it will open it up. So subject, let's look at the question. Using the information that you created, write a short report recommending which 2 attractions you think are best. So the title of our report could be something like recommendation of best attractions. Introduction. In this report, I will recommend the best 2 attractions for our visitors based on our best 2 attractions for our visitors. Let's leave it at that, and then give some explanation. Findings based on a survey. Now let's have a look back at the question, and it says here they did some market research. What would be the most popular attractions? He decided to ask 100 visitors to rate the possible attractions. So let's put that in our report. Based on a survey of 100 visitors, we found the following. And all you have to do is then incorporate into your report some of the information that you found. So you could say, for example, the most popular attraction appears to be the indoor play area. You would summarise that in your report. We found the following: the indoor play area, etc., etc., proves to be the most popular, and you would then find probably how many did they ask for? Short report regarding which 2 attractions you think are the best, and give reasons for your recommendations. And the reasons are, of course, that your research has shown. Okay, just explain what your research has shown. It really is just asking you for 2 or 3 sentences. Most importantly, you've given reasons for your recommendations, and your recommendations are just going to be, I think this because our research has shown whatever it is that it's shown. Okay, and then finally save and print a copy of your report.